Imagine waking up one day to find that all your electronics have stopped working. No internet, no electricity, no communication. This is the reality of an EMP attack. What is an EMP, you may ask? It stands for electromagnetic pulse, a short burst of electromagnetic energy that has the potential to disrupt or destroy electronic devices. It's not a product of science fiction, but a scientifically proven phenomenon that can occur naturally, like during a solar flare, or be man-made, like during a nuclear explosion. If a large-scale EMP were to occur, it could potentially knock out the electrical grid, rendering electronic devices useless. This might sound like a far-fetched scenario, but it's one that experts have warned about. Just imagine one moment you're living in a modern, technology-driven world, and the next, you're thrust back into the dark ages. No lights, no heating or cooling, no refrigeration, no way to charge your phone or access the internet, and potentially no running water. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? This is why it's essential to be prepared for such an event. It's not about living in fear, but about being ready for any situation. Being prepared means having the necessary supplies and knowledge to survive and maintain a semblance of normalcy in the face of such adversity. And it's not just about survival, it's also about the ability to help those around you, your loved ones, your community. You might think that you'll never have to face an EMP attack, and hopefully you're right. But the reality is, it's always better to be prepared and not need it, than to need it and not be prepared. Preparation for an EMP attack involves more than just stocking up on canned goods and bottled water. It requires careful planning and forethought, identifying the essential items that you would need for survival, and understanding how to use them effectively. So, are you prepared for an EMP attack? In the following scenes, we will guide you through the 14 must-have supplies you would need to survive such an event. Stay tuned, and let's get ready for the unthinkable together. The first two must-have supplies are a Faraday cage and an emergency radio. Let's start with the Faraday cage. Named after the scientist Michael Faraday, this protective shield is designed to guard your electronic devices from an EMP's devastating effects. Picture it as a fortress. Instead of stone walls keeping out invaders, it's metallic walls keeping out destructive electromagnetic fields. Now, onto the emergency radio. This isn't your everyday radio, no, this is a survival tool. It's your lifeline to the outside world, a source of vital news and updates when all other communication channels are down. And the best part? It doesn't rely on batteries or electricity. Crank it and you're connected. So, there you have it. Your first line of defense against an EMP attack, a Faraday cage to safeguard your electronics, and an emergency radio to keep you informed. Remember, communication is key in any emergency. Next on our list are non-electric appliances and oil or gas lanterns. In a world without electricity, these items become indispensable. Imagine trying to open a can of food without a manual can opener, or trying to mix ingredients without a hand-cranked mixer. These tools will allow you to maintain a semblance of normalcy in your daily routines, even when the lights go out. And speaking of lights, let's not forget the importance of non-electric lighting. Oil or gas lanterns will become your primary source of light after an EMP attack. These lanterns are reliable, durable, and most importantly, they don't require electricity to function. Remember, an EMP event will not just knock out your power, it will render all electronic devices useless. So having non-electric appliances and lighting in your survival kit is not just a good idea, it's a necessity. These items will ensure that you can maintain a semblance of normalcy even without power. In a world without power, personal protection and self-sustainability become paramount. First, let's talk about personal protection. Firearms, ammunition, and self-defense tools can provide a sense of security when law and order are compromised. Remember, in the face of an EMP attack, emergency services may not reach you in time, if at all. But protection isn't just about defending oneself from potential threats, it's about ensuring survival. This brings us to the importance of seeds. In the aftermath of an EMP attack, our food supply chain could be severely disrupted. Having a stockpile of seeds for gardening can provide a sustainable source of nutrition. Growing your own food not only provides sustenance, but also a sense of control in an otherwise chaotic situation. The key here is to prepare. Equip yourself with the right tools for defense and invest in seeds to secure your food supply. Self-defense and self-sustainability can make all the difference in a post-EMP world. When it comes to cooking, charging devices, and illumination, you'll need a portable stove, a solar charger, and a hand-crank flashlight. A portable stove or grill, fueled by gas or charcoal, can be a lifesaver when you need to cook food or boil water. It's compact, easy to use, and doesn't depend on electricity. Next, we have the solar charger. This nifty device harnesses the power of the sun to juice up your essential gadgets like smartphones, radios, or even those shielded GPS devices we talked about earlier. Finally, let's not forget the hand crank flashlight. This is not your average flashlight. It doesn't rely on batteries. Instead, you power it up with a bit of elbow grease. Just a few turns of the crank generate enough power to light your way. With these tools, you can cook, charge devices, and illuminate your surroundings even without electricity. For navigation, clean water, and food, you'll need navigation tools, a water filtration system, and proper food storage. Let's start with navigation tools. Imagine a world where your smartphone GPS is as good as a paperweight. That's where old-school navigation comes in. A good compass and a set of local, regional, and national maps could become your lifeline. Being able to navigate your surroundings, find resources, or even plot an escape route could make all the difference. Remember to shield any electronic navigation tools, like a GPS device, in a Faraday cage to protect them from the EMP. Next, let's talk about water. Clean drinking water is a non-negotiable necessity. In a post-EMP world, water treatment plants may be offline, and your tap may run dry or, worse, deliver contaminated water. That's where a water filtration system comes into play. From portable water filters to larger gravity-fed systems, these tools can filter out bacteria, parasites, and other harmful substances, turning questionable water sources into life-sustaining hydration. It's not an overstatement to say that a good water filtration system could save your life. Lastly, let's address food storage. An EMP event could halt food production and distribution, leading to empty supermarket shelves in no time. Stocking up on non-perishable food items that require minimal or no cooking is a wise move. Think canned goods, dried fruits, nuts, and grains. These items have a long shelf life and can provide essential nutrients. Remember, variety is key here. A diverse food storage can help prevent dietary deficiencies and keep morale up. So there you have it. Navigation tools to chart your course in a world gone dark, a water filtration system to quench your thirst with clean, safe water, and food storage to keep hunger at bay when the grocery stores are empty. With these supplies, you can navigate, stay hydrated, and fed in a world without power. Last but not least, you'll need medical supplies and cash and valuables. And here's why. In a post-EMP world, immediate medical attention might not be readily available. That's why a comprehensive first aid kit is an absolute must-have. It should include basics like bandages, antiseptics, and medications for common ailments. You should also consider items for more serious injuries, like splints and tourniquets. Include prescription medications if you or your family members require them. And don't forget about your pets. They might need supplies too. Having a good understanding of basic first aid procedures is also important. Consider taking a course or reading up on emergency medical procedures. After all, medical supplies won't be much help if you don't know how to use them. Now, onto cash and valuables. In the wake of an EMP, electronic transactions may become impossible. Your credit and debit cards might not work, and ATMs could be out of service. Therefore, keeping a stash of cash on hand is a smart move. You might need it to buy essential goods or services or to barter with others. But don't just stuff your money under the mattress. Keep it in a secure location, like a safe or a hidden compartment. The same goes for valuable items like jewelry or precious metals, which could also be used for bartering. Remember, in a world without electricity, cash and tangible valuables regain their king status. So think of your cash and valuables as an insurance policy, a way to procure what you need when the chips are down. With these items, you can address injuries and illnesses and make necessary transactions in a post-EMP world. But more than that, you're buying peace of mind, knowing you're prepared to face whatever comes your way. After all, the key to surviving any disaster is preparation. And the time to prepare is now.